Hiya friends, afternoon, how you doing? I thought I'd just pop along, see how you're doing. I actually am starting my Facebook a little bit early. The reason why is because I keep chatting too much to everyone and saying hi and stuff. So I thought this would be best. I hope you're really well and I hope everyone's doing okay. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a few little projects. My first project that I'm going to be doing is a mixture of tattered lace, brie merino, and lots of different things, but I'll mention to you every single item that I use as I go along. So hi Mary, hi Janet, I hope you're really well. We haven't really been up so much this weekend, obviously staying in. Been watching loads of Disney movies, that's my bird o'clock by the way, it's telling me it's 1 o'clock. It's good. Hi Linda, are you okay? Emma, hope you're doing really well. Now I know, Elizabeth Marie, hope you're doing really well. And Julie, hi Julie, I hope you're doing really well. So it is the Create and Craft. Can you believe it's their birthday and they've gone all carnival? I'm really kind of jealous that I'm not there, but not a lot I can do. So home doing craft. Hiya Sylvia, I hope you're doing well. So the products I'm going to be using today is tattered lace, brie merino, hi Claire Louise, hi Sylvia, and lots of other different sort of bits that I'm adding in as well. Now bear in mind I am at home, so my son could run in at any minute. Also the cat could jump on the table, so we will see how it goes. I've just noticed as well I've left a couple of die cuts over there that I'm going to need. Hi Ben, you're right Jane, how you doing? But not to worry, let's crack on. Okay, so I'm going to move you down onto my hand so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Hello Susie Craft, hope you're doing really well. Oh bless, I miss all my craft family so much. It's really, really difficult. But I'm going to do my bestest to still inspire you as much as I can. Obviously, I'm going to be doing Facebook Lives 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. So if we keep it at that set, it'll be easier because then you'll know when I'm on and what I'm doing. Hi Ems, my Emily Bird, how's the dancing, sweetheart? Oh, miss you. Right, let's get on with the craft. Let's see what we're going to do. So if I just turn you around, pop you down, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I have got this new gadget and I am fathering it out slowly, but bear with me if it's not perfect, okay? So I've taken Brazil cardstock and I've cut, this is a ruffle frame. On the inside, I've stuck some beautiful brie merino papers, simply exquisite. But what I've done is I've stuck that on the inside. So now I'm just going to work on this outside frame first of all. Really, really easy. I've got a combination of beautiful things. First thing I want to add to this is this. Now this is printed sumi paper, which is part of the Junk Journal collection. So if you've seen it, I would grab it because it is lush. And what I'm going to do, just take my project to a side and I'm just going to get a little bit of water just along. Hope you can see that, and then I'm just going to feather it. If you don't use water, you don't get as much as this softness. It's just not as soft and it's not as easy to rip, to be honest. So again, still on that detail, I'm going to pull it apart. I love printable sumi paper. It's so clever. It's absolutely perfect. If you get the printable one where you can print yourself, it makes the best decoupage ever. So here's that piece. First of all, I'm going to use that in just a second. Now this, look, this bit's dry and can you see? It feathers, but you don't get as beautiful as the wet side. So I'm just going to come in a bit further because that's a bit wetter, that bit. But I'm actually going to pull this apart in a minute anyway and do some random bits. So there's that. I'm going to go back to my card project now. Hopefully we're still in sight. And I'm going to use a little bit of wet glue just here. So now what I'm going to do is just tap this, pull it apart so it's in almost like bits. Tap it into your wet glue. And then I am just going to place it over some of these edges. Don't worry about it being too perfect. It doesn't have to be. It's just about creating texture to your project. So a little bit there, exactly the same on the other side. Pick it up, stick it across. Don't worry if it goes over the sides or anything, it doesn't matter. A little bit more width there, just on that side. It doesn't have to be symmetrical either, so don't panic if it's not. Then a little bit there. Super simple. So while that's drying, I'm actually going to start work on the inside of the card. Don't worry, I will trim that off in just a second. But on the inside of the card, what I've done is I've taken a few little layers of some cardstock. So this is the Brie Merrin cardstock. So if you love this watercolour effect but you don't really know how to achieve it, it's very simple. But if you can't, I totally understand, so you can buy the paper kits available ready to go. So now I'm going to pick up a little bit of brushed corduroy with my distress inks, and I'm just going to go around the edge. Now this tag sort of shape that I've used is part of the Foundations by Tattered Lace, an absolute must-have. If you love layering, adding mats and layers, absolutely perfect. And just blending that little bit of ink just around the edge. And this is the brushed corduroy that I'm using. It's not the vintage photo. You just put it on a little bit lighter with your hands, okay? So now, mat and layers taken care of. We're just going to layer that up. I'll just add some foam pads. Really easy. So we just pop that one in the centre there. Then on the next layer, just like so. So I've also stamped out, this is congratulations, this is a Tattered Lace stamp as well that's available. I'm just going to use the rest of that ink that is on my blender. I'm not even adding any more. I'm just going to use what is still on my blender and just pull it round. Now I'm going to do a few videos today for my YouTube channel, so please subscribe if you can. I'll be really grateful. So now what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of wet glue. I've just taken some strips of that background paper and I'm just going to apply it to the sides. See where it doesn't matter, because we can trim that off if you want, or if you prefer that softer feel, you can leave it on as well. Exactly the same on the opposing side. So I'll just pop that one on there, like so. So already this is the project and how it's coming together. So now we can start building it up even more. So on the inside, I'm going to add that beautiful texture of layers, and I'm slightly going to move it just over to one side, like so. I'm going to pick up a bit of that ink as well and just finish off that edge. Sometimes it just needs that darker edge just to pull everything together. And also the Sumi paper takes on perfectly that ink as well. So just a little tad just around the edges, and you can see how easy it is to add in. See, this is what's brilliant about the Sumi paper. If you don't want to rip it off or you don't want to tear them edges, what you can do is just use your ink and it almost absorbs the ink and then becomes like a different layer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start thinking about all the additional bits that you know how much I love to put on my projects. So I'm going to add a sentiment first of all, and what I'm thinking is if I add it just slightly offset, so I'm going to have to put more foam pads this side than I am this. Now I was going to use 3D glue gel, but I am actually going to use foam pads because it's just a lot simpler and I can pick it up a lot quicker. So I'm going to put one layer on one side, but where it's going to be deeper, where I've already used them foam pads, I'm going to double layer. Okay, so that will give you that platform to sit perfectly in the center, like so. Next, what I've done is I've taken the beautiful deer. Now look how adorable this deer is. This is from the Brie Merrin collection as well, but I'm just going to adhere the deer just on the back of the legs. The reason why is because I don't want a multiple layer, because otherwise my card won't open, because remember we've got that frame around the edge. So just a little bit just on sort of the hind legs on the rear. I'm just going to take that tape off. Hope you can all see okay, and I'm just going to stick that just that side. Also it gives it real dimension Super easy. Right, so now what we're going to do is the best bit, which is embellishments. So these are all my embellishments that I'm going to be adding onto this project. I've got dried flowers. These are beautiful to use. Just pull them off the stem. Then also I've got dried sort of baby's breath, gypsophilia. So just take that away from the stem as well. I've also got these great MDF shapes. These are part of the tattered lace. I think they're a part of the russet collection. Beautiful. And then what I've done is I've coloured them all different tones of yellow and golds and brown using my ink lily pens. I'm also adding in a couple of little buttons just because I love them. There's some more little baby's breath there and some mulberry yellow roses. Now these are my cat's absolute favourite. I've already had to get these back off her about 3 times where she keeps taking them. So let me make sure you're in the right position again. Is that better? Okay, so now let's start building up this beautiful project. So a big old dollop of 3D glue gel. Then we are just going to pop the baby's breath in there. I'm also going to add a little tad of that dried heather. I'm going to start adding some leaves, and you are just building up that project. Now you do want to make sure that bit there is not covered. The reason why is because I'm going to place a flower in there, but you can still carry on building it up until you are completely happy with your project. Now symmetry is always good, but don't worry if it's not symmetrical, because it is a 3D glue gel. Basically it doesn't dry straight away, so it gives you a bit of time to maneuver. And then I'm just adding that beautiful yellow rose. There we go. There becomes your flourish. So also I'm going to be adding a few more bits. I've got a little button here as well. I do love a button. There's nothing better than a beautiful little button. And I've got a smaller one. Now if your glue comes through your buttons like this, the best way to do it is where it comes through, just add another button on top, a smaller one. 1, it draws your eye in, but 2, it covers that wet glue. So now we're going to go down here this time at the deer's feet. Again, we're just going to go straight in with our larger pieces first, and then just keep building from there. Absolutely gorgeous. It's so much fun to be able to create things like this. It really, really is. So now I'm going in again with the dried florals. These are pressed flowers. They're gorgeous. You can buy them in boxes, especially if you do a little bit of like the resin making, things like that. Or you can dry them yourself, completely up to you, whatever you prefer. Now I'm just adding those rosebuds on top. So I'm using the wooden embellishments as the base really, and then you start building up from there. If there's any little bits of glue showing, just go back and add them little pieces of dried heather as well. Super easy. If there's any layers where you've got a little bit of a patch like this, you just go back in with the glue and another layer. So there we go, friends. A quick and simple project. I hope you liked it. Mix and matching. Also, I wanted to teach you how to sort of bunch and sort of display your flowers together. Right, I'm going to turn you around now so we can have a little chat for a minute. Hiya! Oh, what's happened? I don't know what's happened. I've gone all blurry. Are we on there?